Hey, how's it going, guys? Long time no see. Today I want to tackle something that I personally struggle a lot as a trader, which is blowing account. And I realized through trial and error, through blowing accounts, I learned these 4 lessons that can be really, really helpful for you as a trader to stop blowing account and start being consistent. The first thing I want to talk about is you need to follow on rules, on goals that you can control. The goal you need to focus on is, I gotta follow my trading rules for 1 day. That might be your first goal if you're still struggling. And your second rules after you pass that, it might be, I'm gonna follow my trading rules for 1 week. And after you pass 1 week, it's gonna be 2 weeks, 1 month, 2 months, something like that. By doing that, you are making incremental improvement every single day, 1% better every single day. And you will have that rewarding feeling by hitting the goal. And what I used to have as a goal is I'm gonna get 1 million in funding before 23 years old, something like that. And lofty goal. The problem is that I will never know when I will make it, when I will get the fundings, pass the challenge, something like that. That is the thing that I will never know. And by focusing on that kind of goal, it makes me a lot more frustrated when I place a losing trade or when I blow the account, blow the challenge. It makes me a lot more doubtful on my ability. It makes me feel that having 1 million funding is so far away. How can I possibly achieve that? I saw everyone else in doing it. Why can't I do that? And it leads to being FOMO, being emotional, and making a lot of mistakes and blowing accounts. So you need to shift your focus on the goals, focusing on the goals that you can control, which is follow your rules. And by following your rules, you will be profitable if you have an edge. And if you ask me, how do you know your trading rules? You know your trading rules by back testing, forward testing on demo account. And it takes me personally around 6 months to 1 year to be proficient on an index or on a pair. It takes me that long to figure out what is the best time to trade this index, what's the best time to implementing the trade, what's the best risk to reward ratio, what's the behavior of this market. It takes a lot of time to get used to, and that is a progress, that is a process you cannot skip. Otherwise, you will not make it. If you just jump straight into profit and challenge without a plan, it's a financial suicide. I promise you, it's a financial suicide, and you will destroy your mental health. You will destroy yourself mentally, financially, and physically. So guys, follow your rules and focusing on something that you can control. Second thing I want to talk about is to focusing on your weekly performance or even monthly performance rather than the outcome of a single trade. By focusing on the bigger picture, you are not stressing the outcome of a single trade. If you're focusing on a single trade of outcome, which you cannot predict anyway, but if you have an edge, you will probably know out of 50 trades, if your win rate is 50%, you will normally count out 25 trades winner, net winner. And if you have more than 1 to 1.1 risk to reward, you will be profitable, something like that. So you need to focus on a collective of trade rather than a single trade. It gives you a peace of mind when you have a losing trade. It enables you to having a clear mind by going into the next trade. The first thing I want to talk about is that you need to focus 100% when you're trading. And this is a really important point because I made a mistake a lot. What I would do is that or see the market, analyze the market. I didn't see a setup, and I think, I get bored. I want to watch some YouTube, something like that. And guess what? I missed the setup. Guess what? When I go back, I saw I missed the setup. I want to jump in, and I chase the trade, or sometimes I get distracted, and I suddenly see a setup. I can get in. After 30 seconds, I realize this is not a qualified setup. I need to get out as soon as possible, and then the trade just go against me and hit my stop loss. I have a big loss, something like that. And you will not want to be in that kind of position. You need to focus 100% in your trading. No Amazon, no YouTube, no Instagram, no TikTok, whatever the hell may be, no, nothing. You need to focus 100%. It's you and the market. And I think it this way. If you really want to make it as a trader, just imagine. If you can't even focus on, let's say you trade in your morning session only. If you can't even focus on this 2.5 hours, how do you call yourself a trader? That's the 2.5 hours that matters, that you need to win. Otherwise, how do you call yourself a trader if you can't even focus in the market? So trading is not a game. It's a job. It's a profession. You need to work on it. It's hard, really, really hard. It's not something like you can scroll your phone by the side and you see someone, you just enter and you become a millionaire. It's not something like that. Trust me, you need to focus 100% when you're trading. How do you know when to trade? How do you know which session to focus on? This goes back to your trading plan, through your back testing results, through your forward testing results. You realize, okay, most of my qualified setup happened in, let's say, New York morning session. So you trade only in that session, something like that. And the fourth thing I want to talk about is that you need to have a clear take profit and stop loss plan. What I'm saying is that personally, I have 1 to 1.5 risk to reward ratio, which means every time I risk 1%, I will get out with 1.5% profit, something like that. And just even the trade hit 2% or 3%, I will get out at 1 to 1.5. That's it, period. And by having that kind of goal, that kind of rules, it will give you a peace of mind when you're in the trade. Because if you don't have a goal, if you just want to let the trade run, it works for somebody, it doesn't work for me, because you're making too much decision during a trade. And if you're making a lot of decision during a trade, you are prone to make mistake. You're really easily to make mistake by doing that. And you might get out too early, you might get out too late by not taking profit, and you miss 1.5% profit and the market go against you and you come out a net loser. So that's a 4 point, really important too. So let's rewind it. The first is to focusing on goal that you can control, which is my goal is to follow my trading rules for 1 week. That might be your first goal. Okay, rather than I want to be a millionaire, or rather than I want to be 1 million funding in 2 years from now, something like that. That is something that you can't control, and it doesn't work, at least for me. And the second thing is that you need to focus on the outcome of a collective of trade rather than the outcome of a single trade. Focusing on the weekly performance rather than the outcome of a single trade. How can you do that? You can do that by go to TradeZilla. You can do that by going to my forex book, which is free. Having a trading journal, which is crucial. And the third thing is that you need to focus 100% when you're trading. That is the moment that you need to win as a trader. This is your profession. If you're really serious for this, this is the moment you need to win. And no excuse. Block out all the noise. It's you and the market, nothing else. And the fourth tips is that you need to have a clear plan for take profit and your stop loss. For instance, my risk to reward is 1 to 1.5, and I moved my stop loss to break even when it hit 1 to 1.25, and I moved my stop loss to the 50% of stop loss when the market hits 1 to 1. That's my rule. You need to have a clear rule, so you can have a clear mind when you're in the market, and you don't have to make too much decision. Too much decision makes too mistake. You need to implementing like a robot. That's it. That's four crucial tips that helps me to get out of stop blowing accounts and to start being consistent as a trader. And if you're struggling, try to implementing these 4 things. I guarantee you will see progress if you implementing the right way. Guys, 1% better every day. This is not a quick fix. Incrementing progress is way better than trying to, having a grandiose thing, grandiose goal, something like that. And 1% better every day, being consistent. And I wish you all the best as a trader, and I hope this video is helpful for you, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.